It's said, after the fall of Death Rock in the Dole dungeon, you hear a voice whispering out to you. It doesn't say anything clear. It's hard to understand, but you feel it's beckoning to you. At first, you push it away and chalk it up to the fiend's weird last attempts to grab your attention before it dies. And you celebrate with the rest of your party before making your way back up to the surface level and returning to the Rusty Nail for some rest. On your way up, you spot an interesting individual in the tavern. A wolf figure. His fur is a bit more tattered in places, and he has a similar ranger set of attire as your own. And as you take notice of him, he gets up and heads out the door, and you feel that voice again beckoning you onward. Do you follow the strange wolf back out of the tavern?
I think I will.
All right. As you head outside back into the curfew, you notice that this wolf individual is heading towards the main entrance leading out of town. Surprisingly, there are no guards posted up at the entrance. As you follow closer, you realize that once he has left the perimeter of the town, he is now veering off the path and heading straight into the woods.
Intriguing, very intriguing. As much as I'd rather have the party with me to investigate, well, desperate times call for desperate measures, and I'm going to continue following along.
Alright. Make me a very simple survival check to see if you can keep pace with him. Very good.
Oh, do I?
You follow behind, keeping a pretty sizable distance, enough that this entire time that they would not have taken notice of your presence. They've not at since leaving the tavern, they have not slowed down or stopped. They have continued on their path, not checking behind them and seemingly just looking ahead. Every time they make a turn, they do so with intention, as if they are retracing their steps from a previous path. You follow them closer and closer until the forest begins to get denser, and you at first lose a visual sight of them. But you pick up their trail, which is surprisingly easy to follow. If this is truly another ranger, they make themselves easy to be known. After about 5 to 10 minutes of trekking through, you eventually stumble upon a scene in the middle of the woods. Up ahead, you see the same individual now.
Oh,
And he is surrounded by several others, all forming a circle in a strange area. Make me a perception check. With the 23, you notice that what It first looks to be like a large gathering of individuals. You quickly have deduced that there are only 8 of them here. The rest of
Hmm.
the individuals appear to be statues. They're solid, not moving, very like dusty white. Some of the ground in the area around them is also this same powdery color. The 8 individuals, the wolf included, have gathered in a circle around a green booming flame. It is quite large, but hasn't grown any larger, and the several individuals do not appear to be speaking to one another. They seem to be waiting. What do you do?
Hmm. To simply approach feels stupid, but I'm going to try and sneak up between some of these statues.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
Get a closer look. Will do. Oof. That
Okay.
luck doesn't go to last forever.
All right. As you attempt to get up closer to these statues, it takes you a moment, but you realize that these statues are very lifelike. And getting a much closer look, you realize that these may not have been statues at one point. They are almost too lifelike. And based on how they all seem to be looking towards this center point, you feel like something terrible has happened here. But as you get closer, the wolf happens to notice you as you approach. He does not appear to draw any weapons or even rush towards you. He simply turns and begins walking. We've been expecting you.
Have you now?
Yes, you've heard the call. That's why you're here, I presume.
I did, yes.
Good. Um, Let me speak to you first before you approach the circle, as this is a bit jarring for those who have not tread down this path before. Uh, my name is Jack, by the way.
He said, pleased to make your acquaintance.
Likewise, I've not seen a jackal in our order before, so this will be an interesting change of pace. Do you have any idea of where you are right now?
Do I? Can I roll for this?
Uh, let's see. Uh, roll. I was gonna say history, but let me look at your sheet real quick. Let's see. Yeah, do a history check. Uh, with the 24, you've trekked around across the Beast World in many different places, and you even passed through Dole a few times. This particular area does not come up in your memory. It's strange. You feel like out of like the 1,000 years you've spent across the Beast World, you would have heard of a place like this, a place that is blasted with the like statued remains of individuals. Nothing
It would have been
about
notable,
this,
yes.
nothing about this is familiar to you, and that is bizarre, especially with how close this was to a nearby settlement.
In all my years, in all the corners of the world I've seen, I have no memory of this place. Color me impressed.
Well, it's a place between places, if you will. You stand before the Oraculum Order. This is, well, to put it mildly, this is a cult of some of Varanet's most devoted. And to be more specific, it is the cult of the Black Rose, dedicated to the 7 sinful sisters. He kind of gestures to the 7 other individuals that are circling, still have not moved from their position at all.
Mm-hmm.
Each one of them are of varying different heights and shapes. You get the idea that they may be different beasts, but they all wear almost identical clothing or armor. It's kind of hard to tell which it is more practical for. And their faces are completely obscured. It is impossible to tell what species any of these individuals used to be. But they all stand staring ahead at the green flame and have not made a single movement. If it wasn't for the fact that the flame was illuminating them and their eyes were giving off a glow, you would think they were part of the statues here.
Hmm.
But these sisters, they seek out those who are worthy, I guess is the only way to put it, in Varanet's eyes, to practice her arts. And it seems that Varanet has found you particularly worthy.
Is that so now? She smiles.
Yes, this is a great deal. If you do not wish to pursue this further, this is your chance to turn back now.
Oh no, I think I'm quite ready to pursue this further. After what is what 1,000 years, I think it's about time for a change of pace.
You were a lot more ambitious than I was, but let us hope it is not your undoing. Follow me. Sisters, the one you have been waiting for has arrived. You may begin. He gestures for you to take his place as he steps back. The 7 sisters now shift. At first, they glance towards you before looking back to the flame. Their arms begin to outstretch. As a interesting divine sort of magic begins to course between them, connecting each of them. The flame in the middle grows larger and brighter. As they begin to chant, the language of which is unusual and incoherent to you, but as they continue, the link that they've been forming with this arcane energy paces back and connects with you, and you can now hear them speaking in a shared voice. You can tell the distinct differences between each of their voices, but they are all speaking in the same tone, using the same words, addressing you. Iset, Jackal of the Feywilds, of the Dreaming, you have come here before my Oraculum Order, before my sinful sisters. You are presented with a path in front of you. Will you walk it?
Gladly.
There is a surge that you can feel as the flame grows more intense. The Seven Sisters, again, speaking in unison with this voice that they are channeling. There is a fey creature that stalks these woods. I want you to kill it. It will be your first of many. Raise it as your own. This is my will.
Such I shall.
And as such, the flame grows dimmer, and the connection between them breaks. Jack approaches and gives you a nod. Interesting. You're tasked with hunting another fey creature. We have very different paths, it would seem.
Hardly surprising in the end, is it?
Well, I guess it makes sense. You are, in a way, fey. But I wonder what kind of creature you will be facing. But we mustn't dally. Your task has been set forward, and I am to accompany you, at least to see you on your way there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any preparations before we debark?
Not at this time, no.
All right, let us begin then. And for just seemingly as random as possible, he begins walking. He doesn't seem to be going in a particular direction, and yet he seems to walk with a sense of confidence like he knows exactly where he's going. Do you follow directly behind?
Yes.
All right.
Like, clearly these directions were the key to getting here in the first place, so it's what's going to get me out of here as well.
All right. As you are traveling, he pulls out a small blue torch just to light the way, to make things easier. And he starts to strike up a conversation. As you notice on his shoulder, that's now crept out of sight, is a small little skeletal looking bird.
Hmm.
It seems to be a companion of sorts. It's kind of hard to tell what kind of bird it used to be before, but it is very clearly a bird. As you venture forth, you end up stumbling across a path leading you into a crevasse, and Jack looks over to you. So, uh, when did you hear this call?
Last night, it
That
was right
soon?
after we slayed a fiend.
A fiend? And Dole?
Yes, it was hiding out in the dungeon. It's had claimed several lives before. But we took good care of it, so it is no longer our problem.
Well, I see why Veronet would seek you out then. You're very capable. It is always odd trying to predict what she will ask. I was told to come here and essentially wait for you, but I didn't know who you were at the time. That was about a month ago.
That long. Hmm.
Well, I had to travel all the way from Aurea to get here.
An impressive distance, yes.
But I did not have to wait long, it would seem. It seems, though, our our path ahead is not going to be easy. As you head further and his torch begins to illuminate, you notice that the path ahead seems to be blocked by a handful of skeletons. Well, it seems Veronet is going to test you the entire way.
So it seems.
Let's get this over with.
And she just casually pulls out her longbow.
All right. Let's get initiative.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sequel. Where is it at? Push and shove. Is it woken? No, it's combat.
And I believe that makes it my turn.
All right. Let's see. I need to put. Sorry, I gotta put the pet to match his owner. There we go. Alright, and where is the track? I think it was this one. Yep. Alrighty, it is you. $19 will hit. 8 points of damage.
Great damage.
The first arrow goes flying out, clatters straight into the skeleton, and nearly knocks it off its feet as it struggles. It is looking pretty terrible after that first hit.
Excellent. I think that's all I can do for now, though, so that's my turn.
Alright. The skeleton all the way in the back. 20, 25, 30. Is going to have to dash to get any closer. 10, 15, 20, 25. And that will be the end of its turn. Jack's turn. Alright. It's not anything close yet, so let's see. Alright, he is going to target the skeleton that's approached you, and he's going to cast Frostbite. That's a natural one on the skeleton.
Avoid annihilation.
So that is 3 damage.
Ooh.
As Jack reaches out, his hands covered in frost, and he touches it and spreads it across the skeleton's arm, causing it to freeze pretty brutally. It will now have disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes.
Oh, good.
Alright, and then as his bonus action, he's going to command his skeleton to attack. It's...
Skeleton on skeleton violence.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it's just gonna run up and try and, it's actually gonna spit at the one that you damaged. It is gonna use Tooth Spit. As it, is it gonna roll?
Hello, dice?
Interesting. Oh, that's because it doesn't have the bonus written in it. Silly me. God, there's a little bit more modifying I should have did. Okay. So what's your spell attack modifier? Be +4. Alright. Let's try that again. $24 will hit. For 6 damage, as it shoots out several what seem to be broken bone and teeth, and just shatter this skeleton to pieces. And it's dead, so it's the last skeleton's turn. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. The skeleton's going to get close enough and is going to try to make a swing at the bird. Uh, 16 will just barely hit. Ah, for max damage, as it takes nearly half its hit points. Alright, you're up.
Switching to my longsword so I can take a swing at the skeleton in front of me.
Seventeen will hit.
Minimum damage, unfortunately.
Minimum damage, but it's looking pretty bad now, too.
And that's my turn.
Alright. This skeleton, it will try to make an attack against you, but it is moving slow, so it will be at disadvantage. Leave it as alt.
Control, I believe, but fumbles it either way.
Yep, misses either way. Alright. Jack's turn again. He's gonna move around. And, gonna approach the new skeleton. Actually, he's gonna not get there just quite yet, and he's gonna pull out a hand crossbow. $21 to hit. Max damage.
Nice.
This thing's looking very bad, and his bonus action, he's gonna command his pet to try and finish it off. Probably should edit this one, because I don't think it's ready either. Yeah.
Oops.
And whoopsie, I'm a prepared DM, I swear. Alright, Shred. Ooh, natural 2. Fortunately, going to swing a little wide. Alright. Let's see. Jack heard it, but the bird's still right here, and these things are stupid. So, another attack. 10 will
Yes.
miss, as it swings a little too wide, and it's not able to hit the small bird. Top of the round.
Another swing with the sword. Probably going to finish it off.
Natural 20.
Nat 20. Destroying this thing.
Destroying you, destroying
17.
Jesus Christ!
Overkill.
God, that was more health than it had. Absolutely decimated.
Takes a swing, just bones go flying everywhere. That's my turn.
Catch Jack off guard a bit as he watches you dismantle the skeleton. Oh, I don't know if you actually need my help here.
I'll gladly take it either way.
He's going to prepare another shot with his hand crossbow. 15 to hit. Another max damage, as he very quickly pins this one to the cavern wall and destroys it. Well, I imagine there are likely more of these up ahead. Baronet
Almost certainly.
will not make anything easy for you.
I didn't think she would.
As you are going up further, make me a perception check.
Alright.
$22. Nice. So, as you are getting closer, before Jack's lantern can even illuminate them, you notice that there's a pair of skeletons waiting up ahead in ambush.
Oh. Time to get a funny little surprise round out.
Alright. Yeah, go ahead and target them, and if you want to get off an attack now, then we'll roll initiative.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to do just that. Oof. Oh, that was a roll with disadvantage?
It was a 2 and a 3 either way. I don't think it was gonna hit.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
But an attempt was made. Alright, initiative.
The stars align. Fear their portents.
Alright. Ah, Skeleton got a nat 20. Alright. Alright, the arrow comes flying out, and they are definitely now aware and approaching. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We'll manage to get right up, and we'll make a swing on Jack. Natural 3, going to completely swing a little too wide as Jack is now ready for them. Your turn.
And I'm going to swing at the skeleton in turn. Oh, this is turning into a comedy of errors.
Oh boy.
I don't have any useful bonus attacks, so end turn.
Alright. Let's see. The skeleton is going to attempt to approach. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It's going to just manage to barely get up and is going to try and retaliate against your earlier shot.
Yeah, that'll
will hit. For minimum damage, luckily.
Constitution saving throw. What was I concentrating on?
There's no telling. I thought I turned him off, but yeah.
I didn't think I was concentrating on anything, but whatever. I'll just remove that.
There we go. I'm just gonna take it
You
off
already
entirely. I thought I disabled it, but I guess it said, no, it's still there. It counts. Alright, Jack's turn. He is going to attempt to reach out and frostbite the one that just attacked you. Ooh. It's max damage. Will it fail? It succeeds with 17. So, yeah, it takes no damage from that. I don't know why the cantrips are doing half damage. It's really weird.
Yeah, weird.
And going to bonus action, get his pet to run up and shred this one. The comedy of errors continues. Alright, that is unfortunately his turn.
So far, we're one hit down with minimum damage.
Skeleton's gonna make another swing at Jack. Uh, 17's gonna connect. As it manages to find a small gap in his armor. And, not a lot of damage. But,
Still not very good.
unfortunate. You're up.
Alright, longsword attempt number 2.
Oh,
Really?
12 just misses. Just shy.
Well.
Alright. Skeleton is going to follow up with another swing. And ends up going wide as well. As you two are definitely trading blows, or attempting to at least. Jack is
Swords
up.
clattering against each other.
Let's see. Yeah, we'll do this. He's gonna target the skeleton, and he's gonna cast Hail of Thorns. He will back away, provoking an attack of opportunity against him. Unfortunately, connects. Max damage. A little bit of a risky play. We'll see if it pays off. And he's going to cast Hail of Thorns. I don't know why it tried to make him do his saving throw. It was very weird. Alright, we will go ahead and make that an attack roll. And if it hits, that damage applies. Alright, that's it. 9 points of damage, plus an additional 9 from the Hail Thorns. That one is dead. This one next to it's going to have to make a dex save to see if it gets hit. Uh, 10 fails. It's also going to take 9 points of damage.
Good.
And it is looking pretty bad. Alright, his bonus action, he's going to command his pet to Tooth Spit again. There we go. Oh, natural 2. Unfortunately, shoots a little wide. Alright, you're up.
Well, let's see if I can finish it off instead. There we go.
Max damage.
Nice.
God, just in its entire health pool for a second time in one swing as you cleave it straight down. Well, I wasn't expecting it to be easy, but damn.
Yes. Let's keep going.
How are you feeling?
Well enough. How are you?
Oh, that last one got through my gap a little bit, but I should be good for now.
Good.
As we get closer, make another perception check for me.
Mm-hmm. 13.
You don't catch it off guard this time, but you do notice it, and it doesn't surprise you as you see a very foul-looking creature standing at the crossroads. This doesn't look like the Fey creature you're after, but it does look like another obstacle.
Yes.
So we're gonna roll initiative once more. Nice!
Nice. But what if I got the surprise round anyway? Alright, time to shoot at it. Longbow's run out of its designated ammunition. Alright, then. Time to just make myself more arrows, I guess.
God, I don't... Oh, yeah, the arrows have gone down. Interesting.
Fuck it, 50 of them.
Yeah. Well, we'll find that again in like a week or two.
Yes.
Alright, 24 hits. 7 points of damage as you lob an arrow straight into its throat, and it kind of like lets out this horrible, strange noise that sounds like a mix between a rooster and just kind of like a large bird of prey in general. Whatever this thing is, it is an abomination.
So it is. And turn.
Alright. Well, it didn't like that you hit it, so it is going to very rapidly run up to you with its 20 movement speed.
Yeah, moving.
Just right there, and it going to bite you. Bite, bite, bite. Boy.
Peck at me, see if I care.
It misses. Alright. Jack is going to move up, and he is going to, once again, reach out and try to frostbite this foul, literally foul. Couldn't resist. 7 is gonna fail, and it is gonna take 5 points of cold damage and have disadvantage on its next attack.
Oh, good.
And use his bonus action to command his bird to spit some more teeth at it.
I was gonna say, let's see if it even lives that long.
Natural 19. Minimum damage, but 6 points in total as its bones start to cut across its flesh and tear away more of it. It is looking pretty bad now. You're up.
Chop, chop.
Let's see if we can get that finisher again. 15
I
hits.
probably can.
11 points of damage. How do you slay the undead cockatrice?
Chop off its head and let it run around like that.
And so it does. For a few seconds, it wanders around in a complete state of panic before keeling over and just crumpling into a pile of flesh and bone.
Perfect.
Well, it's definitely the strangest person I've had to follow so far.
Is that so now?
Most of the other beginning, fledgling, I guess you would put it, rangers don't get encounters this intense. Maybe a couple zombies, maybe a skeleton or two, but full undead like this usually aren't thrown so heavily at someone unless they are truly being tested.
I suppose Farron has found me a little better seasoned than most then.
Make me a perception check.
Oh boy. I'm blind, actually.
Don't worry, 13 is enough. As you are having this conversation, you notice another glow. Similar light, almost. Not quite as blue. Coming from across the water from you. And you can just barely see, I imagine, a very large creature stepping out from behind several ruins
Oh.
with a very fey appearance to it. As it moves, you see that the grass moves with it, and flowers and such begin to sprout and bloom. And it looks in your direction, and you make eye contact with it for just a moment before it begins to dash off into the woods.
There it is.
Well, if that is your prey, then this is where we depart for now. I will find you back at the circle. You will know the way if you succeed. Go swift, find your prey, and I hope
I
this
shall.
is your true path.
I'm going to cast Long Strider on myself,
Ooh, alrighty.
specifically to enhance my movement speed a little.
Before he departs, Jack is going to reach over and he's going to cast Cure Wounds on you, getting you back up to your full potential.
I only lost 3 HP.
That is going to hopefully help.
Thank you.
Alrighty. So let's see, increase movement speed by 10 feet, so 40. Go ahead and
Mhm.
make me a survival check. Let's see how well you can keep up with this creature.
All right. Fumbling a bit.
Alright. You search and search, and after a bit, you do find that the trail has led you deeper into the woods. You found a very large river that is running along amongst the rain. And you notice that the tracks go even further ahead.
I can barely see anything.
Oh, yeah. Uh, what is your vision? Like, can you actually see? Is there?
I can see my own token very dark, and otherwise it's all black.
It's all black. Ooh. I thought I got rid of the fog exploration. It might just be the darkness level.
It's probably just the darkness.
Does that help any?
No change on my end. I see rain now, but
You see the rain. Here, we'll do that. Does that help?
no.
Really? I disabled the vision. Okay.
Let me try refreshing, maybe.
Yeah, maybe give it a refresh. See if it's on your end. That wouldn't surprise me, it being like a client side thing, maybe.
There we go.
Okay, I was about to say, it's like I don't know what to do after this. I've literally given you vision. You should be able to see the whole map now.
Yes, there we go.
But the trail leads you further in.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice that as you follow along the river, there is that glint of light that catches your eye, like before.
Yes.
And you see your prey now. It
Mm-hmm.
has perched atop this rocky platform and seems to be waiting for you.
Oh. Ah. Let's see. What's the range on my longbow again? I can make that shot.
You gonna make a shot from there?
I may just. Well, let's see about crossing the river first.
Okay.
Anything specific to roll for that, or
Are you just wading through or are you jumping?
I'm just wading through.
Okay. The
I don't know
current
how deep
is
the
not.
water is.
Yeah, the current is not strong enough to carry you away. If it were
Mhm.
any stronger, you would probably struggle a bit, but you are able to wade through the water fully.
Well enough.
Even as you get closer, the creature stands before you, unmoving. It is just watching you now.
It has already noticed me, so I can just get up to it.
At this point,
Then I think I shall.
as you approach closer, it looks you over and tilts its head just slightly as if studying you, and then braces itself as it knows you are about to strike.
And I will.
All right. First swing.
That's a hit.
All right, 23. 8 damage as you slash straight into the oryx. And oh, I don't know why I did it like that. Let me try that again. All right, let's roll initiative this time.
Another slash.
All right. You are up. 18's gonna hit.
For another 9.
9 points of damage as you get these 2 quick swings in on it and cut away at it, and it lets out a horrible noise of pain as it rears up. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. It is going to attempt to ram you. That's a natural
The stars
20
align. Fear
Oof.
their portents.
for near max damage as it almost
Holy shit.
gorges you with its horns, knocking you back as you manage to just barely avoid the more fatal part of it, and it hurts. This thing is putting up a fight. It is not going to
Oh,
go
yes.
down. All right, you are up.
Alright, time to keep slashing at it and hope for the best. That's a hit
22 is gonna hit.
for 11.
How would you like to kill it?
As I rear up from that blow, just come running at it and go straight for its neck.
And you do as you give your sword a flourish and send it straight upwards. It pierces the Oryx's neck, and as it tries to shriek out its last dying breath, it halts. Its very large body grows limp, and you bring it down to the ground.
There.
You hear the voice again, whispering to you. You can now truly understand what is being spoken to you. Raise it. Raise it in my name.
Praise or nuts.
You reach out and try to tap into this potential that has been seen in you, and you can feel it. It is a cold feeling. It is bitter. Not quite rageful, but it is full of malice. And
Mhm.
you direct it to the body of the Oryx that has died. And you can feel the energy radiating into it as it pours through every fiber of its being, corrupting every minor feature. Its horns and its fur begin to blacken, and you notice that parts of its flesh become more shadowy as
Hmm.
its form shifts and moves. You notice that an additional pair of horns, more like a ram's, grow alongside the existing horns. And after several minutes of this slow transformation, the creature you once saw before you has now changed as it rears up to stand once again. Its face has altered. Its eyes have darkened, and there are now streaks of black where there were none before, raining down the sides of its eyes. It now looks up to you with a more curious glance than before, and you can sense that presence of Veronet, both in it and within you.
Hmm. I'm going to gently touch along its jawline, the side of its face. A curiosity at first.
You reach out to touch it, and it pushes into your hand. Not in a loving way, not in the way that a cat or a dog may against its owner, but more in an acknowledgement. You are now in control of this creature.
Stupid question. Can I ride it?
I don't think you're proficient, but we will look into that. You think with time, maybe. It was originally big. It has changed its shape a bit to be less cumbersome for you.
Mm-hmm. Alas, I cannot ride my noble steed back to the camp.
And back to the camp you shall go.
Back to the fire.
Where is that scene? As you return, where is it? Your new beast now in tow. Jack sees you approaching and beckons you over once more. He looks the creature over and nods. Well, that's is a lot more menacing than it looked before. You are exceptionally good at this, which is quite worrisome.
How so?
Well, looking to the sisters who are all still staring blankly at the fire, like they almost seem inert in a way. But he looks to them and then back to you. I chose to go across this path out of a necessity. My people struggle to live in the harsh environments in Aurea. We use the undead to help with labor, with farm work and such. My ability to grasp this is out of a necessity for survival. I don't know what your desire is for, but it is a bit scary how good you have gotten so quickly.
Call it curiosity, perhaps an act of rebellion.
Well, I hope you know what you're doing.
Oh, I think I quite do.
He steps back, and the sisters, once again, seem to come to life. They reach their arms out, and this connection that forms between them immediately tethers with you as the flame in the middle grows once more. The power, which is now a bit more familiar to you, courses through you, and you hear them all speak once more. You have done well. The first of many to come. I hope you find my power sufficient for your needs.
I am all but certain it will be.
Use it how you like. Protect your allies, raise your enemies. It matters not. I want to see it used. I want to see you use it. I have eyes on you. Make me proud.
Oh, use it I shall.
Then go forth, my new Carrion master. Go forth and raise the beasts of this world. As the flames start to grow a bit higher, the connection feels more intense as it seems that the seven sisters struggle with the connection for a moment before the flame dies down once more. And eventually is snuffed out. The seven sisters now seem to move of their own accord and look to you, each one speaking in turn. You have done well. Our mistress has given you the greatest of gifts. Do not misuse them.
Far be it from me to participate in such foolishness.
And they each nod in turn before they slowly depart from the area. Leaving you, Jack, and your new beast by yourselves.
My new pet.
Well, that was dramatic, to put it mildly.
A little. I've seen worse in my days.
You're taking this surprisingly well.
There's little that could surprise a woman who's been around for this long.
I guess that's true. You do live older than, well, everyone else does. Save for dragons, of course.
I know a dragon, I'm still over 500 years senior.
Yes, I noticed your large Dramphinian friend. Might want to be a little careful around him. He's probably not going to take too kindly to the magics you're delving into.
Oh, I'm sure he won't. But he can bicker all he pleases.
He may do more than bicker. It's more my worry.
Well, we'll see how things turn out.
Well, when you hear the call again, I imagine we'll meet then. Until then, it was good to meet you, Aset. I hope that Baronet doesn't darken your door forever.
The pleasure was all mine. As she
And
bows.
he returns the bow in kind and reaches up and kind of gently taps at the bird's skull that is sitting on his shoulder, very peckishly so, which is, you know, what a skeleton would look like. And he begins to wander off in the woods, like once again, seemingly moving with a sense of confidence that he knows where he's going. You are now alone in this decrepit circle. What do you do?
I suppose retrace my steps and find my way back to wherever we were sleeping. The taverns,
All right.
presumably.
Make a survival check at advantage now.
All right.
Whew, okay, good. Saved you from a nat 1. With the 13, it takes you a moment. You start at first to retrace your steps, and it seems weird. It doesn't feel like the forest is connected in the same way from which you came, even though it is very easy for you to retrace your steps.
Mm-hmm.
And you instead feel this pull, like something is tugging at you. And once you take notice of this, you start to walk in that direction. And with a very similar sense of confidence, manage to find your way out of these mysterious woods. You see Dole just on the edge, and your Oryx is following alongside you, and it is now morning.
Hmm. No chance for some sleep, huh?
As you head back to the tavern, you will notice that your compatriots are not there. They have gone about. The wagon is still there, so they have not left Dole yet, but it seems that they are doing something.
Hmm.
So it is likely that they have headed out onto the town, which will give you time to rest up.
So it does. And I
As
think I will.
and you will once again get the benefits of a long rest. And I'm going to add the Carrion Master subclass to your features. That should give you access to Carrion Crafting, which will give you proficiency in leatherworking tools. And then, as a part of a short or long rest, you can transform your beast into a zombie touch, skeleton touched, or shadow touched. Right now, it is shadow touched, as that is what you asked for. And if you want to change it entirely, you can do that as part of a long rest on, provided that you have a new beast corpse to work with.
Naturally.
The beast will use your bonus action and follow directly after your turn and take whatever commands you give it. If it dies, you can use an action and expend a first level spell slot to return it to life after 1 minute. It will get all of its hit points back.
Ah.
You can also disguise your carrion companion to look like a living animal. This is part of your leatherworking tools. You will essentially make a leatherworking tools check to make sure that you've kept the creature looking like a normal beast, and people will have to make a perception check against the DC that you set with the tools. So if you would like, go ahead and make a dexterity check and add your proficiency bonus to it.
Let me actually just add fucking leatherworking tools to my character sheet directly.
Yeah, if that works.
Passing with flying colors.
24. So you set the DC to 24. So if anyone is going to figure it out, they have to beat a DC 24 perception check. That is pretty good.
Almost impossible.
All right. And then you also get the Grim Bond, where you can treat undead creatures you target with spells as if they were beasts. So other skeletons, zombies, and such. If the spell requires a beast, you can target them as if they were a beast. So speak with animals works with zombies now.
Oh, good.
So enjoy messing with your spell list a bit as you level up, because that's going to give you're going to have more expanded options there.
Yes.
And if you spend hit dice to heal as part of a short rest, you can apply that to any undead you currently control including your new companion. And speaking of, did you get any spells as part of your level up yet?
It's not on my sheet, but I should have false life.
Okay, yeah, I know that False Life is going to be one of your next spells, but did you take any spells part of level up? Because I know this one is a one you know automatically.
It didn't prompt me to.
You should have access to at least a first level spell, so if you want to go ahead and look one up, I will add False Life to you.
Like one extra first level spell, you mean?
Yeah, you should have access to another one, I believe.
Shit, I'm gonna need to figure one out then.
If you want to spend time doing that, you can do that, but otherwise, we are done with your quick little side task. Not quite a
So we
one-shot.
are.
But you did very well. The crit was a little scary for a moment. I
A
didn't
fun little side session.
I didn't want it to completely destroy you, but I wanted it to be somewhat of a challenge.
Yes.
We'll have more like this in the future, and they will be progressively harder. So we will see how you do.
Oh, good.
Each time you complete the challenge, you'll have access to a new companion that will also have unique stats. Let me give you ownership so you can see your creature.
Mm-hmm.
Where's it at? Also, you can, of course, name said creature. Where is configure ownership? Vera.
Think I know what I'm gonna add though.
Alright, tell me if you see it under the Actors tab.
Let me see. Yes, there it is. Shadow touched.
Yep. You can change its name, and it also has access to the Ram feature, which is now Withering Ram. And it has its Hooves feature and the Charge feature. So if it moves 20 feet in a straight line and hits with the Ram attack, it can do an extra 2d6 damage and potentially knock the creature prone, which allows it to use its Hoove attack, which does 2d4 plus 3.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got some extra abilities on this. So
Excellent.
other challenges will give you creatures with some wilder abilities. You will have very good minions.
Perfect.
All right. And don't forget to long rest if you haven't. And I will see you this Thursday.
See you then.